Hello everybody. Little quick video today. So, I have just watched the new Fantastic Four movie, and it is a solid 4 out of 5. Anyway, I thought Galactus in this movie was awesome. So, I will be taking the newest iteration of Galactus and putting him up against Spacegodzilla. Now to be fair, I am using movie to movie, so I'm using Heisei Godzilla scaling and I'm using Marvel Cinematic Universe scaling. However, I'm not getting into the insane version. I'm using normal MCU scaling that's consistent, and I'm also using normal Heisei Godzilla scaling. Just normal scaling. I've been around the block, and that's why I know what drive-thrus I don't walk on. So, let's start off with the Marvel Cinematic Universe and their incredible depiction of Galactus. Galactus is very easily able to overpower Silver Surfer in this film. Silver Surfer gets caught in a black hole and is able to survive in the black hole for a decent amount of time. So that puts her at the same level as the black hole. Pretty simple, right? Now, moving into speed, once again, Silver Surfer. Shocker, right? Well, directly in the film, it's stated, hey, the craft is moving faster than light. Silver Surfer catches up to it. So that means Galactus's travel speed is faster than light. Now, would he necessarily move around that fast when he's in the Earth's atmosphere and when he's, going to attack someone? Most likely not, but he can at least fly through the universe at FTL feats, if not a little bit faster. Now, getting into abilities, he's got telekinesis. He does seem to at least be able to manipulate energy at some level, and on top of that, he can, sense the energy levels of beings to such a amazing degree that even modern science isn't capable of replicating that feat. But he also eats planets, so modern science can probably go cry. Anyway, now let's move on to his competition from another film. Let's see what Spacegodzilla can do. So, how strong is Spacegodzilla? Well, Spacegodzilla scales to Godzilla, and to put off the very beginning, Godzilla was able to fight Batra and Mothra. Both of them have either tanked or deflected meteors. Mothra was able to deflect a meteor that got around, planet level to large planet level. Then Mothra threw into space. That space, it has black holes in it, and she was carrying Godzilla cells at the time. Godzilla cells fell into the black hole. They began mutating inside the black hole, and then, they escaped and absorbed a bunch of energy around it, and then, that's how Spacegodzilla was made. Now, that also means that Spacegodzilla should scale to, the black hole, even in his earliest state, that being cell form. So that gives him the same level durability of a black hole. He's able to fight characters that are not only stronger than him, but survive hits. Did he do it well? No, but he did at least survive a hit or two. So he should have the same durability as, what a black hole can dish out, if not even more. Now, for speed, once again, can travel across the universe in a relatively short amount of time. That requires FTL travel speed, or massively FTL, but on the ground, he kind of moves like a turtle. So, while flying through space, he can do that, but on the ground, he's not walking very fast. So, what abilities does he have? Well, he's got Space Lightning. I'm calling it Space Lightning because it's cool. Then he's got Telekinesis. He can manipulate his crystals at any shape and size. He can also use his crystals to stab into things to absorb their energy. He can redirect energy. He has a shield which allows you to basically deflect any energy-based attack. And that's pretty much it. So, now that we have our two combatants set, let's talk about one wide character beats up the other. And from how I described it, it's pretty obvious. So Galactus's best feat is being able to survive in a black hole. which is actually given the Silver Surfer. However, spoiler alert, Silver Surfer did hurt Galactus in this film. So that should mean that Galactus is at least comparable to her, and it took a significant amount of effort for Silver Surfer to leave said black hole. Therefore, GG's, you lose. Now, why am I saying that? Well, that's because Spacegodzilla winning was a cell was tanking black holes, and the gap between a cell from Godzilla and Spacegodzilla is so incredibly massive that the gap between Silver Surfer and Galactus looks like a short distance. So, yeah, that pretty much covers it up all. But even if you want to say, oh, they're around equal, because we don't have any quantifiable multipliers for the black hole feats. Guess what? We can go over. Well, what is Galactus going to do? Use telekinesis? Well, Spacegodzilla's got that, so that cancels that out. What about, is Galactus gonna shoot some energy? Well, Spacegodzilla A has his own energy beams, which I would argue are more consistent. And B, he's got a shield, which deflects energy beams, so strong that it deflected Godzilla's atomic breath, who should be on the same level as Spacegodzilla in this film. Now, you can't overload it. That would require a significant amount of power, which Galactus doesn't really have access to. Because that would imply that Galactus is significantly stronger than Spacegodzilla. And he does not have the feats to back that up. So, in other words, Spacegodzilla wins. And yeah, that's about it. Now, if you want to get into weird scaling, we can get into weird scaling. But that's not going to be me. That's going to be someone else. They're going to deal with multiverse splitting Spacegodzilla. I'm not dealing with that, okay? Y'all can do that. Go watch Goji Chronic, okay? Go watch him. Go see his Spacegodzilla, or go see his Heisei Godzilla videos. And good luck. Good luck saying that MCU Galactus got that. Anyway, I had a blast with this. I got to talk about a film I like, and I got to talk about a cool kaiju. So, your boy's dipping. And this is Rox signing off.